Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to explain to you why content creation is actually my favorite SMMA service to offer. So my agency primarily focuses on content creation for social media, and we're doing pretty well. We're doing about 50k per month in revenue. I'll pop a screenshot up of our monthly revenue so you know I walk the walk. So the reason I am making this video is because most people who come to me who want to start SMMA or building their own marketing agency, they always assume that you have to offer paid ads, whether that's Facebook, Google or Instagram ads, or another advertising service. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I talk quite a lot about all of the different types of services that you can offer. And Facebook, Google, Instagram, TikTok, and any form of paid advertising is amazing. It does work. You can get clients with it, but I'm going to explain to you why I believe content creation is actually very, very superior in many ways and why it worked very, very well for my agency. Because if you know my story, I did a lot of paid ads myself. I was freelancing for quite a bit of time, and in my time freelancing, a lot of my focus was on paid ads. So it's not as if I've never done it. I've literally done it, but I had a lot of struggles when I tried to transition then to an actual agency. When you're freelancing, you're doing everything yourself. And so when I wanted to make that switch to an agency, I had to make sure I could build a business, right? Like a system that could work without me. Whereas if I was going to switch from freelancing to an agency, I couldn't see, at the time, I didn't understand how I could do that with Facebook or paid ads. But again, don't get me wrong, they are incredible services, they do work, and a lot of people do start off with them and they do get great results. Just want to open your eyes to these other services and why content creation can actually make you a lot of money and it can be extremely profitable. So I'm going to get straight into the reasons why I believe it's so good. Okay, point number one is that there are very, very, very minimal barriers to entry. Creating content, one, is relatively easy to learn how to do. You take a couple courses on Photoshop, you take another course on how to edit videos, and to be honest, once you've done those two things, you can learn how to create content very, very quickly. But that's not what I did. I didn't sit down and learn how to create content. I decided I was going to outsource this to someone else. Content is one of those things that is relatively easy to outsource. If you go on to Upwork.com and you type in graphic designer, video editor, caption writer, you will find so many people. And out of all those people you'll find on Upwork and other freelancing platforms, you'll realize that the cost of hiring these people is a lot lower. If you go out there onto Upwork and you want to hire someone for Facebook ads, you're generally going to have to pay quite a bit of money. Of course, you could pay a cheaper price, right, for someone for Facebook ads, but I'll get into some other reasons why that's not a good idea. So when you're starting anything, and especially SMMA, you want to make sure that your barriers to starting are very, very low so that you can go in, you can get someone involved, and you can focus on the high ROI activities, okay? So reaching out to businesses, getting on calls, booking meetings, and actually getting clients. You don't want to be spending all your time learning how to deliver the service, because if you do that, or you're learning how to find the right person, if you spend all your time doing that, it's going to take you a long time to get your first client. So that is point number one. It is very, very low barriers to entry. It's easy for you to learn, but if you want to take my approach and outsource it to someone else, it's very, very easy to spot good content, to give an example to a graphic designer and to get them to replicate it for a different client. Very, very easy to spot good content and outsource it. Point number two is that you have a unique angle. As I mentioned, most people come in and they go straight to Facebook and paid ads. This is what the 90% do. If you look at any other SMMA channels on YouTube, they are primarily talking about Facebook ads. In fact, I would even say that 90% or more are doing Facebook ads. So automatically you have a unique angle, right? If a business is getting pitched 10 times per day, 9 out of 10 of those are pitching them on paid advertising. So as long as you can find a way to link content creation to saving them more time, which it obviously does because they don't have to create it themselves, but it's also going to make them more money as a business owner. And you can actually show them how that will be the case. You've got a great unique angle to work with, which that point right there is super, super crucial. So many people start, right? Out of most people who start SMMA, again, the 90% plus start off and they put in their Instagram bio that I help e-commerce businesses scale to 6 and 7 figures with paid ads. That is literally what you will see 90+% of SMMA owners doing, right? Because they're all doing paid ads and they're all going for the same type of business. With content, you can be more creative. Again, you could create content for their Instagram, for their email marketing, for their blog. It could be even for their website. It could be for their TikTok. It could be for Instagram Reels. It could be for IGTV on Instagram. It could be for Pinterest. There's a lot of avenues you can take with this. And the great thing with content is that if we create one piece of content for a client and it's for Instagram, we will explain to them, that's your content. You can take that one piece and put it on 5, 6, 7, 8, however many other platforms you want. So you can really elevate the fact to them that they are getting a huge amount of value. Content is an asset. It's something they can use for years and months to come. And it can be super profitable as long as you do it right. Point number 3 is that content creation can be extremely profitable. The consensus is that it's not profitable and that Facebook ads is the most profitable service out there. Now, I will put my hand up and say, look, Facebook ads is easier to make profitable because you can charge higher retainers. You know, if you have a Facebook ads client and they're spending a ton of money on ads, your retainer might be 2 or 3 grand per month. With content, it's usually going to be lower because you're just not going to be creating as much content, right? There's going to be kind of a limited volume of content that you're going to create. But the margins are extremely good. When we started our agency, we decided that we would pay our contractors on a pay per piece basis. So what this essentially meant was that if we get a client that wants, let's say 10 pieces of content per month for a set price, we know then that we can pay the freelancer or the contractor a set price as well. So we don't have to worry, is it going to take them 5 hours or 20 hours? They're going to do it for that set price. So that gave us a ton of control, and we still do this with about 60% of our contractors. Some of the contractors we started with are now on an hourly rate because they've literally been with us for 1 or 2 years, and we're happy to give them that freedom. But you can start off with that same setup. You can have a client pays you $40 for a piece of content, you pay a freelancer $5 or $6 or whatever that rate is that you negotiate with them, and that can be extremely profitable. So 70% margins are a minimum with content creation. Of course, there's going to be some agencies that slip below that and do 50, 60%. But if you are just focusing on content and you're not adding a load of things that will get complicated with the process, you know, so you're not doing content plus, for example, you're not doing content for their email marketing and then sending the emails for them, but you're just creating the content and giving it to them. That is really where the big profits are. And I've learned that the hard way. We've done a ton of social media management and social media growth in the past, and it's something we're doing less of now because we found that content creation is more streamlined for us. So to recap, we've talked about the low barriers to entry, we've talked about the fact that you have a unique angle with content creation, and we've actually looked at the fact that it can be extremely profitable and have high profit margins. And the fourth and final point I want to make about this is that content creation is often not solely based on an ROI. So when you offer Facebook ads or paid ads, the client pays you a retainer, you then spend their money on Facebook or Google ads. So let's say they pay you 1K per month. You spend 1,000 then on the ads. They've paid 2,000 in total. Unless you make them multiples of that back, so 6, 8 or 10,000 back for that 2,000 spent, they're not going to be happy. If you don't get a direct ROI, most times the client is going to say, this doesn't work, we're not making money, see you later. The reason I find this to be an issue is because if you take on an e-commerce client where they're running Facebook ads, it's very, very hard for you to guarantee that they've got, one, a good product that actually sells, that people actually want. 2, they've got a website that's optimized, and it's got conversion rate optimization techniques so that when you send traffic to the website, people are actually going to buy. And you're assuming that they have a great back end, right? They've got email marketing and upsells and all of these things so they can actually make more money. It's very, very hard for you to know all of those things. So very often you can take on a client for Facebook ads and you can be the best Facebook ads person, but if they just have a terrible product, a terrible website, it's going to be very, very hard to get good results. It's like throwing shit at a wall and just hoping it sticks, So the reason I bring that up is because that is going to happen, right? When you're offering Facebook and paid ads. Content creation is very, very different to that because the focus is less about the direct ROI. So if they pay you 1,000 per month for content, and if they don't make directly 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever amount 1,000 back, they're not going to be upset. Right, of course, if you set the expectations of I'll create content and you'll make loads of money, well then yes, they might be annoyed that they didn't make that money back. But if you are going in with a more kind of general approach of, look, I'll create content for you. 1, it has the potential to make you more money. But 2, it's going to save you a ton of time because you don't have to go and create the content yourself. 3, you can reuse the content in all of your other platforms. As we mentioned, email marketing, on your blog, on Pinterest, and all these other platforms. So you're basically saving them even more time And finally, that the content can be used for brand awareness. Okay, so we're going to focus on just getting it out there, getting people to see the content. So if it doesn't make you a direct return in the first 1, 2, or 3 months, like that's not our focus. Our focus here is to build a brand, build a community, and give value to your current customers on social media so that they might even come back and buy more products from you. So that is just another point that really kind of drilled it home for me of, look, Facebook ads, paid ads, it's great and it does work, don't get me wrong. But there is this other side of SMMA where creating content is such a lucrative service. But look, in all reality, building an SMMA business is pretty much the same whether you are going to offer Facebook and paid ads or you want to offer email marketing or content creation, right? The fundamentals are the same. It's literally just the execution that looks very different. You've got to have a good service, you've got to have a good niche, and you've got to have a crystal clear, rock solid outreach system in place. If you don't have that system in place, I see it all the time. You will get one client and you'll struggle to get the second, or you'll get your second client and you'll have no idea how you're going to get to 10K per month or above that. So if those are anything that you need help with, right, you need help picking the service that is actually going to be a good fit for you and your goals, right? It's going to allow you to scale. 2, you need to find a niche that you're actually going to want to work with and actually get good results with. And finally, if you need help getting leads, getting clients, and literally building up the business side of your business, then definitely check out the 6-Figure Accelerator, which is linked in the description below this video. It is my mentorship program where I will personally help you build your own SMMA business. I'll help you build systems so you don't have to work 24/7. And I will show you all of the strategies and tactics I've used to scale my agency very, very fast. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. And if you got value from this, do make sure that you've hit the like button and to subscribe if you are new.